So research suggests that when people are active in nature, they have a very kind of dramatic shift in mood and outlook. That whatever worries they brought to that activity, taking a walk in a park or swimming in outdoor waters or surfing or whatever it is that's outdoors, taking a bike ride, that there's almost like an immediate sense of the concerns that are pressing on you. They become less pressing, and you begin to feel a sense of inner peace and hope, and a sense of connection to the world around you. And I heard and read so many stories about this. It's often described as a unity sensation, that that you feel less like the small self who's so absorbed in all of the worries and the self-criticism and the judgment of others. And suddenly you become this expanded self that is connected to the world around you. And that sense of unity with the world around you and with nature produces a tremendous sense of inner peace or hope. So I started to look at the sort of the new area of research. There's not a ton of research on this, on what might be happening in the brain that would support this unity sensation or the sense of transcendence. And there's a number of studies that suggest that when people are active outdoors, it triggers a state of mindfulness that is very similar to what you might call open awareness in contemplative traditions. And that in fact, when people have exercised outdoors, and then if you were to go and look at what's happening in their brains immediately afterwards, that state that they had induced in themselves, it looks very similar to what happens when you put expert meditators in a brain scanner and say, we'd like you to walk through a series of meditation techniques that are moving in the direction of dissolving the self and being pure awareness. And there's actually like one case study that literally had someone who'd been meditating for tens of thousands of hours literally go, okay, here I am like experiencing mindfulness of self. And here I am in the next step of dissolving the boundaries of self and others, and, and like into pure awareness. And you can actually watch what happens in the brain is a quieting of the default mode network that produces this very strong sense of self that is often like relentlessly verbal. So that inner chatter in your head, that anyone here who has meditated, you have met your default mode network, because it's that thing that keeps trying to distract you from the focus of your contemplation. And again, for many people, the default is rumination or self-criticism or worry. And we know that meditation is one of the few ways that people have found to quiet the default mode. And if you are really well practiced at meditation, it's something that you can do on demand, like that expert meditator did in the brain scanner. But what's so fascinating about exercising outdoors is it seems to induce that state without the tens of thousands of hours of training. And this is what makes exercising outdoors incredible medicine for the many people who suffer from depression, anxiety, trauma, or grief, where the default mode can become exceptionally cruel and hard to get out of. That's sort of one of the defining features of many psychological challenges, is that your default mode becomes, it's like quicksand. It drags you in and you can't escape it. And that includes many people experience that in meditation as well. Even if in the past meditation has been a resource, when you're struggling with something like grief or severe anxiety, it's like sometimes you can't meditate your way out of that. And studies suggest that going outside, and there's something about specifically not just being in nature, a natural setting where you feel safe, I should add. I mean, like throw me in the wilderness, I will probably be terrified. But put me in a waterfront park, with some skylines so that I feel connected also to humanity, I'm going to feel safe and inspired by that blue sky and the waters and the ducks in the river or whatever. So in a natural environment where you feel safe, where you feel like you can take refuge, and also you are moving your body, that you are breathing and your heart is increasing its engagement with life and your muscles are engaged. There's something particularly profound about that combination. So it's something that many people will say they experience exercising in nature as a form of meditation. And I think sometimes in contemplative communities, we can dismiss that and say, well, it's not real meditation. And actually, I think if you're sincerely interested in reducing suffering and supporting the well-being of others, to understand that something like walking in nature can be a way to to more easily connect to the state of mind that we are also trying to cultivate in meditation. That's a tremendous kindness to yourself or to others. And I think it's also one of the reasons why so many meditation retreats involve walking meditation outdoors or working meditation outdoors. I don't know if you've experienced that, but it's pretty common. You know, you go out, you do some physical labor, maybe you do some gardening or you clean stuff, and that it's not like just service to the retreat center, that in part it's actually a way of connecting to the state of mind.